Hello and welcome to my channel called Swiss Tesla Fan. I've talked in a lot of my videos about using referral codes, but I thought it would be actually good to produce a video where I actually walk you through the steps of using a referral code and using the configurator in Switzerland to order a Tesla. Of course, having already purchased a Tesla, I'm not going to do it again, although it'd be always fun. But I'll get you far enough so that you can take it from there and make sure that you actually have used the code properly. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I need to do is I need to actually start with the referral code. The referral code is actually a link that I can then just either copy and paste or type in to my browser. So I'm going to do just that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in the URL, so HTTP. Oops. So if I make mistakes, that's fine. So ts.la, and then it's my first name and 54147. So this is an important first step. You do have to start like this because there's no other way, that at least that I know of inputting a user referral code. So once you get here, you will see that it gives you I'll try not to change language so I can stay in English. And so here you can see it says save with Serge's referral. So the first page is basically the page that tells you yes, you are actually using somebody's referral, and you can then select what kind of car you want to purchase. So in this example I'll use the Model 3, but of course you could do this for Model S, Model X, or, well, the solar panel is not going to be available, of course, in Switzerland, at least. I'm not sure. But that's something we'll see later. Also, here you can see the amount of supercharger miles that it gives you. But here we want this for Switzerland. So I'm going to have to switch from the United States and make sure that I'm going into Switzerland. So let's do that. I'll choose it in French. I'll translate everything as needed. But that's the only languages that you can use in Switzerland. So as you can see here, we've lost the solar panel option, and we only have the cars. So make sure that you are actually in the country that you want to order the car in, because otherwise you might be stopped at some point, or it might ask you to change countries later. So this way you can make sure you're starting properly. And here you see it's adjusted. Now it's shifted to kilometers, so it's 1,500 kilometers of free supercharge that you get with this referral code. Now you can choose, of course, whether you want to do a personalized configuration or if you want to go into the available cars. So if you quickly go into the available cars, you can see up here in the URL that it always gives you the referral here. So you need to make sure you still have that so that you can order using the referral code. If you lose it at some point, you might have to restart with the referral code just to be sure. But normally you shouldn't lose it unless you type in the address again up here. So these are the cars that are currently available. You might want to choose one of these, or you might want to go with configuring your own car. I don't know if there's a link from here, so we'll just go back. And let's go into configuring the car. So here you see it reminds you that you are using a referral code, and you can choose whether you want to configure the car or say you already have a reservation. So here we want to configure the car. So here we are in the first screen. And in the first screen, it will give you the default configuration. And one thing I want to point out is there are a few things here you can play with. So down here, it's by default in leasing mode, but you can also change it to cash mode. So that means you want to buy the car using cash or using your own credit. But maybe I'll leave it in leasing mode for the moment. And if you click here, you can also change the settings of the lease. So you can choose how much money you want to put down as a first payment, and then how much kilometers you estimate you're going to be doing a year, and then the length of the lease in months, so 60 or 48 or 36. That, of course, will change the price of the leases. Make sure also that you check out all the little text here, which are all the conditions of the lease. Personally, I went with doing my own credits, so I didn't use this. I just used the cash version. Also, be careful here. It gives you two prices. It gives you the real price first, and then this is the price with what they call after estimated deductions. But the deductions in Switzerland are only basically the fuel savings that you can do over a year. So this is a little bit of cheating. You better keep the real price in mind because that's actually what you'll be paying. But you will be saving money with switching from gas to electric. Now then, of course, you can choose which version you want. Be careful here with the autonomy. It's a little bit higher than what you will get for real. I'm not sure about the Standard Plus, but if we go to, this is the long range that I have, and it says 560. I would say it's probably in real life closer to about 500 or 480, something like that. This is mostly because here the WLTP way of calculating this estimates that you're driving like an average of 90 kilometers an hour and stuff like that. So, of course, you could also choose the performance. The performance has become a lot more interesting in terms of price because when I bought the car, there was a 10,000 Swiss franc difference between the performance and the long range, and now it's only down to 5,000. So, yeah, with the performance, you get, of course, the best acceleration, which is really amazing, higher top speed, but slightly less autonomy. So I chose to go with a longer range. Plus, I wasn't really, I mean, 4.6 to 0-100 is already quite fast. And if you continue to the next step, you can then choose your color. So the white is free, but all the other colors are actually extra. So here it's 1,000, 1,000, 1,050, and the red is more expensive. The red is multi-layered red, but actually all these colors are quite nice. Personally, I have the gray one. I love the black one. I'm less fond of the others, but of course that's a personal preference. If we go back to the white, which is the default, you can then choose two types of wheels. And you have 18-inch and Sport 19. The 19 are, of course, more expensive. And here, one thing, it says add winter tires. This is not winter tires. These are winter wheels. So what you're paying here is for the tires and the rims all together. It's not just the tires themselves. Because in French, at least, I don't know what it says in German, but in French, it seems to imply it's tires, but it's actually wheels, complete wheels. And then this is if you want to pull something. So this option, basically, this cannot be added after the fact. So if you're going to pull anything with the car, you're going to need to add this at purchase time. You cannot add it later on. Personally, I didn't take it because I have no need for it, but your mileage or your kilometer might vary. Now the interior, I chose the black one, but the white one is a little bit more expensive. The other thing about the white one is it's very much in demand, and it might influence the delivery time. So, but I'm not sure it's still the case nowadays. Deliveries have gotten a lot better. Actually, here, down here, it says delivery in December. And we're actually end of October as I'm filming this. So that's a little bit long, but it's not too bad. There's no real difference between the two except for the fact that the white interior has better protection. Basically, they put some protective, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but some kind of protective material on top of the seats, which makes them easy to wash. But you could still, I mean, I chose the black one because I'm expecting the white one to still have stains coming from clothes or stuff like that. Although a lot of white interior users have reported that even after a few years they didn't have any stains. So seems like they did a really good job on the white interior also. So this is really up to you to choose what you prefer. Now autopilot, autopilot comes standard, and now the what they call full self-driving, or more like autonomous driving, includes a few things out of the, well, I mean, that are already available. So navigate with autopilot. So what it means is that it will, you know, once you're in the on the motorway or the highway, it will do the lane merge to get in. Although with this, I've had, let's say, very varying results. It will suggest lane changes. It will not do them because in Europe and Switzerland, this is not allowed by legislation, whereas in the US it will do it. And it will also suggest to pass slower vehicles. And again, suggestions, you have to accept them, so that it does the automatic lane change. It includes, of course, the automatic lane change as the second option. And this, of course, is also limited by the restrictions, as I've shown in my other video. If you want to go have a look at it now, I'll put a link here. And it includes also the automatic parking. Again, here, I haven't made a video about this, but I've had mixed results with this. It's sometimes really good, sometimes it's kind of, it parks a little bit far from the curb, I find. Automatic exit, so to be able to park your vehicle and then move it out using the app. That can be very useful. It works really well. I've tried it out. So that's something that really works well. They also say that still this year, so this is October 2019 when I'm filming this, and they say it will recognize and react to traffic lights and stop signs. And it also says it will provide automated driving in town and an improved automatic exit that the car will come to you. So this is what's called Smart Summon in the US. This will probably not come to Europe in 2019 because of regulations. And for the other two, I'm guessing they're not going to make it in 2019. Not because of regulations, but just because we haven't had them yet, and they don't have a lot of time to release it, but we never know. So they also have some legalese tags here that talk about stuff, but they also say that it might be longer in other countries because of regulation. So it also says here that this option can be purchased after you purchase the car, but the prices might go up, and it's actually true. They have gone up over time, and but also sometimes Tesla has had sales on this option. I doubt they will do it because it would get a lot of people upset now, but it has happened in the past. So this option is pretty expensive, and I've got a lot of questions as to whether it's worth it or not. My view of this is basically what you're purchasing here is an experience. If you want to have the full experience of how these cars are evolving, and you're willing to accept the fact that these things are not perfect, you know, and yeah, it's just an experience you want to go and live, I would recommend this. But if you're expecting something that really works well and that's flawless, and paying this much money and expect that, I would say don't purchase this option now. It's really not ready right now in terms of being completely finished. I mean, of course, personally, I've lived through issues with it. I think that the regulation is really hindering this. So I would really recommend it for people that consider themselves as computer geeks and are really interested in it. And that's really why I bought it, and I really wanted to have this experience. So I would recommend it for people who want to live this experience and help out also, but you also help out without the option activated. But yeah, otherwise you could save money and buy it later, but it might be more expensive. It might go up 1,000 francs or more. So, you know, that's up to you. Now, if we go to the next step, so this is where I'll stop. But I just wanted to show you that at the top here, you do see that you do still have the confirmation that you have the free supercharger kilometers. And what's interesting is that it's in English here, although everything else is in French. So you just need to make sure when you're doing this step to actually make sure that that's still there. And then you can just fill in this form and pay 2,000 francs by credit card or by bank transfer, and that will finish the order. And here on the right you do get all the summary of your configuration. You can also save it and come back to it later, but I'm not sure if you do that if it will remember the referral code. That's something I haven't tried out, so you might want to be careful with that. I might want to make sure that the referral code is still there. Now, you might be a little bit scared of ordering a car online. And what I did is, and I first went into a Tesla shop, tested the car out, and asked all my questions. And once I was ready, I realized it makes no sense to order in the shop because you're just asking somebody to fill in this form for you, and they might make mistakes and things like that. So I actually went through the process of ordering it online. It's actually quite fun, ordering a car online. A little bit scary at times, but fun. And so that's the way I did it. And once you finish this, I can't show you the next steps, but you will actually go into more questions about what kind of insurance you want to get, and if you have an insurance already that might cover the car. It will also offer you options to purchase your existing car, because Tesla also does that. And yeah, a few other questions. And then you'll basically have to wait for the car. It will also give you information on how to contact Tesla should you have any questions about the sales process or the delivery. And I found that they were really great to get in touch with and very helpful. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. I think that's about it. Yeah, so that's all we can show in this recording. I couldn't go any further. I could just mention here that you can order the car as an individual or as a business. And in the case of the business, of course, the VAT could be something that you could deal with, and to avoid having to pay it on the car. So that's also nice to know. All right. Okay, so that completes the steps to using a referral code. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when I release my next video. Of course, don't hesitate to use the comments if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for a new video. As I'm trying to grow this channel, it would really help me if you hit the share button, or if you just share this video however you can. I really want to get the word out there about how we can actually purchase these cars and use them in Switzerland. Thank you so much for all your help, and I've already had a lot of interaction with you in the comments, and I love it, so please keep it coming. All right, that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.